Today's song has an interesting life. It was originally written and recorded in 1965, but then in 1985, it received a new life because of one of the icons of music in the 80s. What song am I talking about? It's California Girls by the Beach Boys, originally. So this song seems very innocent, doesn't it? It's all about how American girls are great, but California girls are the best. But did you know that California Girls, the original song, was written around an acid trip? Yeah. Brian Wilson's first acid trip, apparently. And there's questions whether or not he wrote it during or right after. But still, that's an interesting way to start the song, isn't it? But this song by the Beach Boys is number 72 on Rolling Stone's list of the greatest songs of all time. It's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as one of the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. This song was iconic. Written and released in 1965, hit number 3 on the charts. But in 1984, late 1984 in fact, in December, David Lee Roth, the frontman for the band Van Halen, decided he was going to release a solo EP, and one of the songs that he decided to record was California Girls. And in this song, he basically takes exactly what's there, translates it more into more synthesized pop rock kind of sounds for the time, and away we go. But it's not just the song and the recording that do it. It's the video. As with pretty much every song in the 80s, the video is what makes the song. The visual connected to the music is what drives it. And in this song, that is exactly what the video does. David Lee Roth is a tour guide taking a bunch of tourists on a tour of girls in bikinis. Yes, if you've never watched the video, I encourage you to. It's linked. It's what you think it would be. It's 80s cheese. It's David Lee Roth doing kicks and twirls as he did, and probably still does to this day. But the interesting parallel here is that this re-recording also hit number 3 on the charts, which is crazy. The video for the song was released in January of 1985, 40 years ago, and I can understand why it kind of hit at that point, not just the craziness of the visuals and David Lee Roth. He was at the height of his David Lee Rothness at that point and at the height of his popularity, but also the fact that most of the country was in winter and, you want to be thinking about what summer is and that it's warming up a little bit. But it's an interesting thing when you dive into the life and the story of this song. And probably most people didn't know that the original was written somewhere around an acid trip, but if you know anything about the Beach Boys, that's not really surprising. But the David Lee Roth version is an interesting one. I would say the Beach Boys one is the best, of course. But, it's a cheesy song done by David Lee Roth and a cheesy video that doesn't really stand up 40 years later, in my opinion. But I'd encourage you, go check it out. It's in the links of the notes of this video. And, take about 4 minutes to enjoy the cheesy goodness of the 80s.